This is devlog number 1 for Burn Metal with changes since the Game Jam prototype on itch. um, so we'll look at gameplay here. The scanner in the top left currently is showing combined. It shows which of the metallic arts are active. Combined shows all types of targets in range, but you can switch through them to filter to metals, which only shows metal objects, emotional beings, and burning metals. Burning metals is not yet implemented, but will show others around you who are using the metallic arts, with the idea that you can see other wielders of the metallic arts, and if there's a combat coming up, or take clues. Emotional beings shows just beings with emotions around you. There may be NPCs without emotions, but then you can see which emotions are actually included with that NPC. Currently, this NPC targeted has Restless at the high level. You'll be able to soothe or augment those emotions, which then impacts their combat behaviors as well as some dialogue in-game. You can also see metals here. So this will just be metals that you can see around you. The red line is the active line. By default, it's the one nearest the direction you are facing. So the middle of the screen with the target. If you press shift, then it will target behind you, the nearest object in the reverse direction. You can either push, like this, or pull on an object, which gives you options for maneuvering around on metal objects. These are dummy archers without active AI. If you stealth behind, being very stealthy at the moment, then you can take down with an assassination, which will do a large amount of damage. Other metal abilities include being able to slow time. So you can slow time here and then use it to maneuver and precisely target. You can also make yourself more dense. So you can see your weight in the top left just below the scanner HUD. This will make it more difficult to maneuver, but also make it so that enemies who are wearing metal you can throw with more force, given your weight is higher. It also heals you. So you get double option there, but will also make you less maneuverable. So there is a trade-off on that. Below the weight, you can see the resources that you currently have, including coins at 19, and then other types of metals. The metals are the fuel for the different abilities that you have. If you run out of that fuel, you won't be able to use that particular ability. You can fire a single coin like that. You can also double tap for shotgun blast. That throws you backwards with force and throws multiple coins. You can use that to avoid enemies or quickly maneuver around in combat without having to target a metal. But there are limitations on that, and you have to be careful if you're next to a cliff. Don't fire yourself backwards too quickly. You can also drop a coin behind you and then use that to launch and position anchors in combat for maneuvering. Or if you're trying to platform and get across a gap, trying to find new areas, secrets, you can use coins to move around. You can also use, obviously these lanterns have metal in them, so you can use that to maneuver. Archers can fire 2 types of arrows. You can see metal-tipped arrows there. So when they fire a metal-tipped arrow at you, you can push on them and throw them away from you. So if you have a hail of arrows coming at you, you can try and push them away if you're quick. Archers will eventually shoot wooden-tipped arrows, where you cannot push them away, and you will have to be more wary of those. These spheres over here have chain lightning. You can see that they broadcast with the sparks when they're about to cast the chain lightning, and then the chain lightning will bounce off of nearby metal objects. If you throw a coin over there, they will bounce off of the metal coin if it's within range. You have to be careful if there are metal objects nearby, so that you don't get zapped. It does do a large amount of damage. But you can use it to your advantage if you drop coins and extend their range. That will hit all characters within range around those. And those will reduce in damage the farther the more jumps that it goes through. Here I will show a combat encounter with some NPCs. You can see through here the mist. The emotional metal burning shows us that creatures are coming. We can then fire off and use the shotgun to get a little further away. I will drop a coin and bounce off of that. Ooh, gotta run. And an archer is firing at us from over here. Trying to take care of him. Oh. Grab some more coins. There's a wasp coming at us. And a forest drake. Oh, and it died. So there's the flying creatures. You saw the wasp. The forest drake is also flying. Forest drake is ranged. And then the storm elemental does chain lightning, which is very dangerous at the moment. I might reduce the damage on that. And obviously, there's a lot of balancing to do in the future. And that is devlog. Thank you, and have a nice day.